Welcome. Another edition of Smart Chat. Hope all is well, and I thank you for taking the time to look at this video. Do check out my other channel, Tom Brand 1. Posted another video up there, Chat Roulette, saying happy birthday to me over and over again. Wasn't my birthday, but every day is my birthday. Want to give you some of my raw thoughts from July 4th of 2016. And these thoughts are obviously in no particular order. Is Xavier Woods, is he leaving the New Day? Is this the end of the New Day as we know it? We see a promo, New Day interacting with the Wyatt family. Wyatt family are out there in the swampland, their cabin, their bugs. Scary stuff, creepy stuff. You get scared. Woo! And New Day, cracking the jokes, and Mr. Xavier Woods there is saying, "Guys, you're not taking the New Day you're not taking the Wyatt family seriously. Why is this all giggles? The Wyatt family are crazy." Now, the question that comes to mind is, why would the Wyatt family want Xavier Woods? He's like the weakest link of the three. Why not maybe get, the big powerful guy, Big E? Now, part of me is thinking this is what I could see happening, although I really don't get why they're going after Xavier Woods. But if in fact this is what happens, which I think this is the beginning of the end for New Day for a few reasons that I want to get into. But I just want to give you my reaction where I see it going based off this segment. Maybe they could have a bit where Kofi and Big E are sad and don't want to have a breakup of the New Day, and then they see No Way Jose from NXT and try to recruit him. He seems to be refusing, because maybe he didn't hear the offer. So a feud starts based on a misunderstanding. Xavier Woods. At the end, they join together for a new version of the New Day, orientated even more on dancing and mindless fun, called The New Way. Meanwhile, Woods becomes a heel and a master manipulator. Yes. Xavier Woods and temporarily joins the Wyatts, and only to steal Strowman and Rowan for his own use. From there, they have a feud between heel Woods and face Wyatt after getting betrayed, and have a Woods team or a Woods team versus the New Way in a grudge rivalry. I'm thinking outside the box here, folks. Work with me. Perhaps, we could go on from here, endless possibilities. A lot of, people are saying, too, that the Wyatts at this point don't have any credibility. But I don't think that they have all too much to begin with. If you remember The Rock, calling Bray Wyatt eater of hot pockets didn't exactly scream credible. Also, they would have just dismantled the New Day in the Wyatt family. Remember how the storyline is going, where I just gave you, which is an impressive feat in itself, being that they are tag team champions. And after the feud, Bray could go back to being a heel and fueled this feud by the rage of, being betrayed, and then goes on a domination streak, and then goes on to become champion, but, not taking on the tag team champions, and and fighting each other, and fights, lots of fights. You see where I'm going with this? You think this works? You think this works? I don't know. I just don't see what this is and why would they want Xavier Woods. I'm just trying to make the best situation possible here. And if Xavier Woods is gone, Xavier Woods is the comedy guy, the trumpet guy. If he's gone, I just don't see New Day sticking around. I know New Day sells merch. They do. But I think it's not really going as well as they thought it would. I don't think New Day has longevity, being a DX or this type of a group. I just don't see it. And I think the WWE is at a point where maybe they start to see that they don't get that much of a reaction anymore. Maybe it's growing thin. Maybe it's just time to try new things. Maybe. I might be off my rocker, but that's where I could possibly see this going. Dean Ambrose. If you notice, Dean Ambrose, he wasn't on the first hour of Raw. He was on the second hour of Raw. If you look at the ratings from Raw, the last couple of weeks, Dean Ambrose won the title. The ratings popped, relatively speaking, for this day and age, and then they went back to a 2.2 last week. And I know wrestling is at a different time than what it was. But is Dean Ambrose going to be the next Steve Austin, The Rock? No, that's not fair to put it that way. Is Dean Ambrose going to be even the next Daniel Bryan or CM Punk? I don't see that either. The point I'm trying to make is with Dean Ambrose, I don't see him holding the title for long because the ratings do matter. And I know Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins aren't that much better either. But ratings do matter, and that's why I think this title will just be kind of like Hot Pocket between all three members of the Shield over the next course of a year. Because, and I guess that's okay, because who else is really down there in the minors to be the next guy? Dean Ambrose, if he was in the WWE years ago, I don't think he would be at the point where he is, much less even having the title. So, it's not a knock on Dean Ambrose. It's just, I think, with everything so revenue and ratings based, I just don't see Dean Ambrose having this title for that long. Also, Michael Cole saying that this is a match of the century, or a must-see match, that it could never happen again. How many of you were excited for The Miz versus Dean Ambrose? I mean, let's be honest with each other. It really wasn't that much something that we were talking about that we don't needed to see. Speaking of seeing, was happy to see a good promo by AJ Styles on John Cena. Very good, strong promo. I liked it a lot. Good promo. Funny, I chuckled. Ha ha ha. What are we doing for Christmas? Beating up John Cena. What are we doing for Halloween? Beating up John Cena. Anderson, good on the stick as well. Gallows, he needs to do some work. He really does. But good, strong promo. Speaking of good, strong promo, man, John Cena gets so much hate. But, man, this guy, he could get booed out of the building. No matter what type of reaction he gets, he he just goes in there, does what he has to do, and delivers. Strong promo for John Cena. And say what you want to say about him. I know John Cena's nearing 40, still looks young, still got the look. He's still the face of the company, with or without a championship belt. And I was actually, speaking of that still, with the John Cena AJ Styles Club interaction, I was glad to see the modern day New Age Outlaws help John Cena. You could see that obviously the WWE's taking a lot of stock in this tag team. Good to see him out there. Good to see him out there to save John Cena, because how many times can you see John Cena being beat up? Right? Come on, it gets old. You need someone. Just for storyline purposes, it's the little things that matter. Why wasn't it the Usos that came in and interfered on the beatdown of John Cena? Yeah, why wasn't it the Usos in storyline? Little things that matter, maybe because the Usos don't pop the crowd like they used to. Speaking of pop the crowd, something that has not gotten over. Two things. First thing that has not gotten over is lost my train of thought. What has not gotten over? Yes, the Carlos Colon and his buddy there. Remember the team Puerto Rico, the Puerto Rico Come Visit Puerto Rico. They're not even on the TV. They were vignettes weeks in and weeks out, and then they appeared and then they disappeared. They weren't even on Raw, and I forget their name. That's how irrelevant they seem to be on WWE TV. You know the guys. They were the Los Matadores. Something that has not gotten over. And I was reading these sites here. Again, no matter what your views are on wrestling, on Roman Reigns, on Dean Ambrose, on Seth Rollins, on whoever it may be, a lot of people seem to be in agreement that this whole thing between Darren Young and Bob Backlund, I was a Mr. Backlund fan. This thing has not gotten over at all. Man. We see vignettes. We see vignette after vignette after vignette after vignette after vignette. Over and over again. I heard from people posting that Backlund was Darren Young versus The Miz in a house show, and Backlund was in the corner of Darren Young at a live event, and they were trying to play it that the antics, that the interaction did not work, even with a live crowd. Again, this is something, and Backlund's saying that Darren will use the chicken wing now. I guess Darren agreed to use it. Let me tell you, man, this thing, again, and when you're watching it, you could tell that it's a delay. Like, they're not in the same room. Like, Darren says something, and then Backlund, is looking down at the monitor, and he responds, 5 seconds later. It's just not coming off well. It's not. I don't know. This is something that would have been good for Jack Swagger. Well, guys, were you excited about the world's biggest food fight? Oh, being topical, barbecue, 4th of July, ha ha ha. It stinks. Something that stinks, Dana Brooke, once again, botching. This protege thing is not working out for Dana Brooke. And you hope that she can make this work, because sometimes what happens when it's not working. They let you go, set you down back to the minors, and you could be eventually released, or they'll keep you on the roster, and then they say they have nothing for you. So hopefully Dana Brooke could figure this out. If she needs more seasoning, nothing wrong with that. Hopefully they don't send her back down to NXT, because then she might never be heard from again. To be a protege or like an enforcer, you got to make it look believable. And that's something that Dana Brooke has not been doing. It's making it look believable. In that main event, the Team USA versus Team Multination, is it? Listen, I get it, 4th of July. But for the little things that matter, how is Kalisto doing a little body press on 300 pound, or whatever he's doing, hits Bully Ray, who's all of 300 pounds. This guy's 150 pounds soaking wet. How does he pick up the pin? It's the little things that matter. Just some of my thoughts from Raw. I hope all is well, and I look forward to speaking to you very, very soon.